Hey everybody, it's Matt with Max Video, and today we are doing a book review on the book series Seven Wonders by Peter Lerangis. This series I picked up about 2 years ago. The final book came out this year. I just finished it, so let's get into it. Seven Wonders follows a group of four 13-year-old kids. You have Jack, Marco, Allie, and Cass. Now, the world of Seven Wonders revolves around the fact that the Seven Wonders of the world actually guard Atlantean artifacts. That the nation of Atlantis did in fact exist, and they had technology far superior to anything at the time, and that they had seven artifacts called loculi that held different powers depending on which one you had. There were the loculi of strength, invisibility, flight, language, underwater breathing, healing, and what was the final one? I'll remember at some point. But the seven loculi, each different wonder held them. Oh, and the reason that the four 13-year-olds come into the story is that they hold a gene within them that causes them to die at the age of 14 if they cannot get all the loculus together in one place and destroy them. Now, the gene that causes this also causes a different effect to them. That their dormant abilities, everyday abilities that everybody might have, such as athletic ability, computer savvy, technological skills, navigational skills, such as that, it takes those and amplifies them like tenfold. And these four people are picked up by the Karai Institute. And the Karai Institute is named after Karai, who was one of the princes of Atlantis. There was Karai and Masarim. These two brothers, they kind of fought each other in what to do with these loculi that were created. I won't go too much into that because it does give way to spoilers, so we'll avoid that as much as I can. Well, each of these kids have, like I said, an ability, and the Karai Institute, which is headed up by Professor Bagad, give them nicknames accordingly. Jack is called the Tailor because he's sort of the leader. He ties everything together, takes all the different pieces and forms them into one. You have Marco, who is the soldier. He has amazing physical abilities, super strength, super athletic abilities, speed, everything you would think of, a super soldier kind of having. Cass is the sailor. He has the ability to tell you exactly where you are according to longitude and latitude. He has the ability to, he has every road in the world memorized. He can navigate you to any point on the globe, no matter where it is, all through his head. He just can spot it. Allie is called the Tinker. She has amazing technical abilities. She's great with computers. She can hack. She can pick locks. Anything that, is mechanically inclined, she can work with. So they are classified in the Karai Institute as Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Sailor. This is the team that is built up of them, and their job is to go throughout the world to the seven wonders of the ancient world and find these loculi within them. That's the basis of the story. The antagonist of the story is the Masa, which is the as the Karai Institute follows the teachings and beliefs of Prince Karai, the Masa follow the teachings of the Prince Masarim. And each of them are both looking for the Loculi for their own reasons. And they are headed up by the mysterious number one. And you don't really see number one until way late in the series, so I'm not going to tell you much about that person because, like I said, spoilers. And I try to keep these reviews as spoil-free as I possibly can. Overall, the series is kind of like if you take the Percy Jackson series and Indiana Jones and mash them together. It does a good job of balancing action, kind of romance elements, history, all these things. It takes history that we know is a fact and ties it perfectly into Atlantean mythology of what happened to Atlantis, exactly why did it disappear, why can't anybody find it. It does that fantastically because the Karai Institute is stationed on the island that was Atlantis. Granted, it does have its slow parts, and it does have some bit wonky elements to it, but overall, it's a great series. When I first picked it up, I picked it up on my Nook when I had a Barnes & Noble Nook tablet, and read the first, I think, 3 books off that. The 4th book I read on my Kindle, and the 5th book I actually listened to off Audible. I will put a link in the description to its Amazon page where you can get physical copies, Kindle editions, Audible, whatever. Jonathan McLean, I believe it was the one that narrated its Audible, and he did a great voice. Like, it was kind of creepy how close the voices he used matched the ones I used in my head. It's creepy that way. Audible does a great job of picking narrators that match the voice types that fit the characters the best. The characters themselves are very relatable for, readers of that age. They are 13, so they are reaching that kind of awkward stage in their life to where they don't know what's going on, and then they get thrown into this scenario to where everything crazy is happening. You meet a bunch of fun characters along the way. Torquin, who is kind of their guide through most everything, is this giant ape of a man with bright red hair and a bright red beard. He's like if Hagrid had red hair, is the way I thought of him. If they ever made a movie off this, they should get the guy that played Hagrid in Harry Potter to play him. I think he'd do a great job in it. Him, you meet the way they bring, because a lot of the 7 ancient wonders of the world aren't actually there anymore, and the way they tie that into it is kind of fun and interesting and something you wouldn't expect, such as the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Colossus of Rhodes, the Library of Alexandria, the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Those you can't actually go to anymore, but they do a great job of figuring that out and tying it into the story. So that's fun. I liked that. Overall, I don't know any other series that Peter Lerangis did or has done, so I can't compare his works, but I feel like he drew a lot of inspiration from Rick Riordan, the author of the Percy Jackson and all those different books, the Kane Chronicles, and all of the different mythology-based stories. And it has the spirit of those types of stories in it. So, great book. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I don't want to speak too much about it because it's a fun story. They're not hard reads. I mean, each different book took me maybe 2 weeks to read at a leisurely pace. And if you don't feel like reading them, like I said, the Audible editions are great. You can just listen to them in your car as you're going someplace. That's how I actually listened to this one. As I was driving back and forth to different places, I would just listen to it. So, great book. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can access it yourself and see if it's something you might enjoy. And if you do sign up for Audible and you do have an Amazon Prime account, you get the first book for free. So, and you get a free book a month. So it's a great deal that way. So that's all for me this video, guys. It's been a while since I've done a book review, so I felt like it would be fun to do one again. I am a big book nerd, so if you do like, these book reviews, I have a playlist for them. And if you want me to do more of them, let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button. That lets me know that you like this content. And if you're new to the channel, you stumbled upon this video, join us. We have a great time in this community. Um, feel free to talk to me in the comment section below if you have something you'd like me to review. I review any and all things. Like anything that you give me, I will probably review it. I wouldn't mind at all. So, that's all for me on this one, y'all. So, I will catch y'all on the next one.